morning this morning. I am Rochelle Hunter Mosley, and this is Schitt Ain't the Same. I am here with Troi Hawkins, to talk about credit, right? And I want to make sure I remind you guys, please, please, please click the bell so that you can get more notifications on when I'm posting my podcast. And if this is your first time, welcome. And if you listen all the time, I appreciate your support and please share. So, Troi, let me tell you something. Credit has always been a struggle for me.
Really?
Always. No. And I've known you probably since you was a little girl.
I was like 4. And can I just say this? I'm trying to figure out how you still look the same from when I was 4. So
You think
whatever you got going on, keep doing it.
you think I look the same?
How is that even what? How is that even
Oh my
possible?
God. Girl, shit ain't the same. Shit ain't the same. Like, so first I want you to introduce yourself to the people and let them know what you do.
Hi, everybody. I'm Troi Hawkins. I am a financial professional. I am also a veteran in the beauty space. Rochelle was probably very influential in that, in me becoming a beauty professional, but also I pivoted into the financial space in 2020 after I lost my beauty business. So I just didn't have, the resources to continue my business. So I went and got licensed to be a life insurance agent, and I've been doing it ever since. So life insurance and credit are my two focuses. Um, and I'm just really out here trying to change the minds of people just so that they understand credit, enlighten them, and be more aware of credit as their financial profile, so their financial resume, because in these American streets you really can't do anything without credit. So unless you move to another country, you're going to need the credit system to get along in this country. So I've been pretty much teaching people financial literacy this whole time. I actually went to a school and taught fifth graders. So I said, if I could teach fifth graders and they understand it, then we should be good with adults. So yeah, but that's what I've been doing.
Troy, you look a little like pixelated.
It keeps going in and out because it's doing that for you too. Like it went out, it went away though. So
Okay.
maybe it just needs a minute. It keeps
Oh,
saying,
okay. So it'll catch up. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
I wanted to start off with just my personal financial journey, right?
Hmm.
This year, me and my friend group, we had decided that we were not going to shop this year. We was not going to buy any shoes, bags, coats, nothing other than essential things, right? So I can say that I am 8 months clean,
Nice. Beautiful.
8 months clean, and I have not bought any of those things. And what
Beautiful.
it made me realize is that I have more than enough stuff.
Yep. Hmm.
More than enough stuff. All the
Hmm.
events and I've been on, all the cruises I've been on, all the vacations, everything, weddings, baby showers. Oh, you gotta. I had an event that I had to wear something orange.
Wow.
Why I had an orange dress?
You had an orange dress.
I
Okay.
had an orange dress, but I would have went out and bought an
And
orange
more.
dress. Do you understand
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
this challenge that I have given myself has definitely helped me pay off a lot of debt this year.
Great. That is
A
amazing.
lot of debt. So that's just my,
Hmm.
my journey.
Hmm.
I am an extremist. Either
Hmm.
I'm all the way in or I'm all the way out. It's no gray area for me.
Hmm.
So I knew when I started this challenge that I was going to be serious about it.
Yeah.
And I think that this is one of the most serious things that I've ever done in my life because I'm also a credit card whore. I am married to American Express. And
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Hmm.
am. So
Hmm.
that's why I thought that I felt like this conversation with you would be very informative,
Yeah.
to my
Hmm.
viewers and also informative to me and just to help me stay on track and so I can meet my financial goals.
Good. So what is your goal? So I know that you stopped for 8 months, but it was to clear debt or you just wanted to see how much you could save? It was
I needed to clear that. I
okay.
needed to
All
clear
right.
that because this is the first time in my life that I actually have friends that go and pay cash for houses.
Oh wow.
Like she'll, I have a friend that was living in a condo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the condo she was renting this particular condo that she was
Mm-hmm.
staying in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, you know what? I feel like I think I could live here. I really want to buy it. The guy wanted to put it on the market for $2 million,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But she said I can give you $1 million cash, and she was able to. Do you
Do
see
it.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
I'm just like, I can't even buy a $40,000 house right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be
Mm-hmm.
just in all transparency, to
Right.
buy a $40,000 house to fix it up right now, I am not in a financial situation right now to be able to just drop that and just be like, okay, cool. That's the investment property, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna move on from that. And not saying that everything got to be in cash or
Mm-hmm.
or what have you, but even all the debt that I have, I still can't even. It wouldn't make sense for me to even get the loan to even be paying off that
Yeah.
house right now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And we understand that America really, a lot of Americans are house poor. Like they can't really even pay for the homes that they're staying in. So the fact that she was able to do that is huge, right? Because a lot of Americans can't do that. But what state does she live in?
Florida.
In Florida, okay. But and it's funny because Florida is actually one of the states that are chosen for Americans being house poor. So she's lit. I want to congratulate her.
And I'm happy to even be her friend because it's just the way she move and financially that I really do admire.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
it's not just about paying cash for a house. It's
Right.
just, I mean, just having the financial stability to be able to just do what the heck you want to
Be able
do.
to do that. Right. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, through all this past 30 years, all the money that I've made, over all these years, it's like, I'm just getting to that, that sweet spot of
Hmm.
even understanding, just
Yeah.
the spot of understanding.
Yeah, and that's not your fault. We should have been taught this in school instead of them, you know, PE. There was kids getting ready to get held back because they didn't get finished physical education. Like we can't graduate because of that. That's weird. Like we should have been able to, have financial literacy taught in school. I went to a business school and that still wasn't even taught
Right.
when businesses run the economy. So financial literacy should have been taught at least in a business school, but they're getting better at teaching kids that. There are a lot of people who are in the financial industry, and we know now that we have to start our kids young with, teaching them everything. And so if you know something, I always say, like, we have these computers in our hands every single day.
Mhm.
We're responsible, right? We can't say, "Oh, I didn't learn that when I was growing up." We're actually responsible. We have devices. This device can do every single thing you need it to do,
Exactly.
and we don't have an excuse at this point. So we have to teach our kids financial literacy. It's like no question. And so you just getting to the sweet spot where you're learning and you're knowing more things, like I'm pretty sure now you're going to go and really like get deeper. It gets deeper and it actually becomes more fun for you because you're like, oh, I didn't know I could leverage my credit to get this, or I didn't know that, if I put my money into a life insurance policy, that I'm able to go back 10 years from now and get the money out and use it for my house. That's my money, right? Tax free money.
Mhm.
So there's so many vehicles, so many ways to save, so many ways to build. Compound interest is amazing. When you
Mhm.
understand compound interest, now every dollar has a little baby that creates another dollar and another one, and you're not even working for it. So
Right. Let me
that,
tell you, when I got my high yield savings account, right?
mm-hmm,
Got my high yield savings account.
mm-hmm,
And I was just oblivious when I first got oblivious to exactly how it worked. It's something
mm-hmm,
somebody told me I should get, so I got it,
mm-hmm,
whatever.
mm-hmm,
So every month I went to check the account. I'm like, who is giving me $27 every month? Like, why am I getting
Who? I need to
who
know who.
is giving me $27? But when you think about it, right, it's $27 that I'm not working for. I'm
I
not
don't
doing
know.
anything. Because my money is there, you guys
Mm-hmm.
are giving me 27 to $30 a month
Yep.
for me having my money there.
Mm-hmm.
I said that's a daggone good deal.
It's a great deal.
That's a
Everyone should
great
have a high
deal.
yield savings account because even in a regular bank, you're only going to get 0.0001% on every dollar. You could keep your money in there for 10 years and you're never going to see $27.
No,
You're never going to see that.
never. So all of y'all, every last one of y'all should have a high yield savings
Everyone,
account.
for
Mine's
sure.
personally is
Hmm.
through American Express, but a lot of
Hmm.
different institutions have it. A
Yeah,
lot of different institutions have it.
I have Marcus account, and they
Okay.
actually went down because a few months ago they were doing 5.4%, and now they're at 3.9%. And I'm like, wow, they dropped, but still, even though it's 3.9%, that's money
Right.
that you're not
It's still
working for
money
that
that you
you're
know.
just
Yeah.
throwing into your
So
account. Just
high yield. Yes to the high yield.
yeah, the
Absolutely.
high yield CDs, mutual funds, people can look into those if they're looking to upgrade their money without having to. You just make a payment in a mutual fund every month. You can fund it with $25 a month, and
Wow.
it'll show you exactly where you'll be after $25 a month. So, those things, you need the money to work for you because we are so accustomed to working for the money, for working
Mhm.
for every single dollar that we have when there are vehicles that are actually making money babies.
Right.
And
I
that's what
love that. Money babies. I
money
love that.
babies. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love I
So,
love
but I
that.
always want to encourage people to leverage credit. I know a lot of people when you understand credit, you're like, oh, okay.
Mhm,
There's bad debt and there's good debt. The
mhm,
bad debt would be the clothes, the shoes, the orange dresses, things like that, using your card for those things. If you
mhm,
don't have a plan for the debt, it's
mhm.
bad debt.
Right.
If you can't leverage it, if like even a car,
Mhm,
you need a car to get from A to Z. You need a
right.
car to get, if you're in business, you got to get to your clients. You got to, maybe take your kids to school, things like that. Those are things, if you don't have a plan, then I say just build. I have a client right now. She's so scared of credit. And I'm like, rightfully so. I get why you're scared because who wants to be in debt all over again?
Right.
But you got to have a plan. And with planning, it takes some of the fear away because you have a plan for what you're going to do with the debt.
Right. I know, like when you're talking about a plan, right?
Hmm.
I found myself over the years because I could borrow, I did.
Yep.
Because I could borrow, I did. And I
Hmm.
didn't have any way to allocate, I didn't have no way to allocate those funds.
Mm.
It turned into the bag money, it turned into the shoe money, the trip money, the this money. It was nowhere to allocate those funds. So what
Hmm.
I'm asking you guys that are listening is that
Hmm.
when you get this money, right, we can turn it into good debt.
Yeah.
Right? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be bad debt. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
because you wanted that Louis Vuitton luggage that you just had to have, right? We can leverage this thing and turn this thing into good debt.
We totally can. And if you have a business like yourself, like even, and I told you, I said I have questions for you because,
Yeah.
have you ever leveraged your credit for your business? Did you ever?
Uh, well, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I
You.
have. I have.
Yeah.
When I learned, just like when I learned how to borrow money, the first time I learned how to borrow money was through my business. I always borrow money
Right.
um, through my business to help my business, to help sustain
Mhm.
my business. And
Mhm.
that's the way I've been able to sustain my business for the past 30 years because I've been able to get money when I need money.
And that is because you had good credit. If you're
Right.
an American Express holder, I'm pretty sure that back then, 30 years of business funding had to come from your personal credit at some point,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely. And
So,
I'm gonna tell you, when first started my credit journey. This is when I had to been about 20 years old. I was, I modeled for about 15 years, and I
Mm-hmm.
was going to London to do a job, and my aunt asked me, did I have a credit card? And I said,
Mm-hmm.
no, didn't have a credit card. She said, well, I'm going to put you on my American Express, and you only use this card if you have an emergency.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, cool. That was my first experience with a credit card that my
Beautiful.
aunt trusted me. And this was 30 years ago,
Yeah.
34 years ago to be exact.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trusted me to put me on her credit card so that I could so that she could feel safe that I'm safe,
Right.
to
That's beautiful.
go around and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, young people, I have not messed up that relationship with my aunt and that credit card to this day. I
Right.
have my own credit cards, but
Yep.
I still have the credit card that my aunt put me on
Mhm.
34 years ago. And that's how I was able to even start building credit. But I'm going to tell you something. Once you mess it up, it's done. Like
Mhm.
it's over. Like that's why people don't like to co-sign for people.
Yeah, so co-signing, since you mentioned that, co-signing, basically signature is sign if I can, right? Significant other, right? If you have a significant other or anybody, they asking you if they can co-sign, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care if it's your mother, your cousin, don't do it. Rochelle, you are probably an anomaly. You didn't mess up your credit. You didn't mess up your aunt's credit. You were really responsible already because otherwise she probably would not have extended
Right.
that to
Right.
you. But co-signing is like it's a bad idea.
Okay.
You get left holding the bag, and I have my personal experiences with co-signing and I'm still paying for it. So love is blind sometimes. Love is just terribly blind.
Mhm.
And we do it for our significant others. We do it
Yeah.
because we love you, we want to see you do well and things like that. But honestly, you have to think about how disrespectful it is for somebody to ask you that if they know that they're not financially in a place to do it.
Exactly.
The bottom line is that they're not in a financial place to do it. Otherwise, they would not need you to co-sign.
Exactly.
So it's almost like you have to be. I mean, sometimes you might lose the person. You might have to like stop talking to them. But
And that's the one time that we may have to just be selfish.
I
That's
think
the one
so.
time where you just really have to be selfish because you just never know. Like you just never know. And you will get caught holding the bag.
Yeah, I co-signed for someone and they stopped paying their bill 3 months into the co-sign. 3 months into the term, they stopped paying their bill.
And it has happened to me too. It has happened to the best of us.
Yep.
So, and then after I co-signed for a car, and
Mm-hmm.
after the car was sold, they still sued me for the amount that they couldn't sell the car for the
Yep.
for the remaining amount. I
Yep.
still was caught holding the bag.
Hold in the bag. Yeah, because that's the process, right? They repossess the car
Yeah.
and then they sell the car. And then
Mhm.
after the sale of the car, you're responsible for what's left. Oops,
Right.
sorry. Can you hear
Hmm.
my phone ringing? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay though.
So yeah, so you're responsible for the sale of the car. So it may not be what it was worth, but whatever they can't get from it, you get the balance. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so definitely listen to Ro, y'all. Do not co-sign for anyone.
Mm-mm.
If they are not financially responsible, if they can't do it themselves, the reason why they need you is because they obviously their financial resume is not strong enough to sustain whatever it is that they're looking to buy
Right.
or to borrow. So
100%.
don't do
100%.
it.
And the only people right now in my life that I would co-sign for will probably be my children. And the
Yeah.
only reason why I would do that is because I know what they can afford and I know what they can, right?
Okay.
And I am, and I will be financially able, and I am financially able to catch whatever ball fall.
Yeah.
I know what it is I'm co-signing for. I know how
Right.
much this car costs. I
Right.
know that, my daughter make a certain amount, my son make a certain amount. I know at some point I'm gonna have to pick up the slack. I
Yeah.
know that.
Right.
So
You
that's
know that going into it that you right.
100%. and helping your kids. I can't tell you not to help your kids because I
Yeah.
help my kids. I got a 20, I got about to be a 29-year-old and about to be a 20-year-old. And
Yeah.
do I help them? Absolutely help them.
It's
And it's
beautiful.
harder. It's even harder now
Mhm.
than it was back. I feel like than it was back when I was coming up
Mhm.
because it's like they want everything so doggone fast.
Yeah.
You know, they want
Everything is
so doggone
microwave. Mm-hmm.
we at least had 30 days. We at least had 30 days. They only got 30 seconds.
That's
This is
all
their
they.
late age. It's if
Mm-hmm.
it's happening in 30 seconds,
Yeah.
they don't want to have nothing to do with it.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
so Troy, I know you have a son as well, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, what type of advice can we give these teenagers, these
Mm-hmm.
older teenagers, 20-year-olds, about credit cards,
Mm-hmm.
um, just the whole 9 yards? Like, what can we give them really, really tangible, something they can walk away with to be like, okay, cool. Shit ain't the same, so this is what I'm gonna do.
So this is what I'm gonna do. Well, I will quickly just say when I was in college, I went to the mall and I was able to rack up maybe about 5, 6 credit cards. I didn't have a job, so I don't know how I got those credit cards. I was approved. And my credit went, I was instantly approved for $500 limits, $600 limits, over, a lot of, and I had, by the time I left the mall, I probably had about maybe $3,500 in credit cards, even though they were low limits. But I was like, how, I don't, but anyway,
Yeah.
so they're going to be offered credit once they reach a certain age, because now you're in the credit lane. You're 18 years old. You can borrow at 18, right?
Mhm.
I would say, because shit ain't the same, don't take it if you don't understand the game.
Right.
If you don't know how to play the game, you can't play it until you learn the rules. Rule number 1 is, if you're going to play the game, you need to understand that payment history is always going to be the first thing that lenders look at. So if you don't have a job, you can't possibly pay them back. It's going to fall on your parents. And you got to understand that domino effects are real. So if your parents are not in position to pay back the money that you defaulted on, then don't take it. Payment history is 35% of your credit profile. Then you have utilization. Utilization is how much credit you're using versus how much they gave you. If you cannot pay that down before the 30 days, then you should not be playing the game. Having credit age. Now, credit age is great because even somebody, okay, so you're going to start off with a small amount of credit. You have to build up your credit age. That's
Right.
going to come with responsibility, right? You've been in the credit game for 34 years, right? Because somebody took a chance and and you were able to leverage someone else's credit to be on there. So now you have 35 years of credit that you can actually show, which is the reason why you're a American Express holder to this day, because you have a business and you're responsible. You borrow money, you pay it back. Every time you borrow money, you pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
There's also mix of credit. Mix of credit is very important. If you don't know how to handle different types of credit, then you will be out of the credit game totally, because it's a mindset.
Okay.
All of this is a mindset. So if you don't understand that you're a borrower and they're going to scrutinize your borrowing power by your behavior, because it's all behavior,
Mm-hmm.
right? You even said it. I'm using it to buy clothes. I'm using it to buy all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because financially you had it, but your mentality was like, I need more, when you already had it. So it's really just paying attention to, if you need it, use it to leverage. If you don't have a plan, leave it on. Leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out of the game if you don't know how to play.
Right. And then I want kids to also understand that looking at your credit report, the reason why they look at your credit report is because they want to figure out who you are as fast as possible.
Absolutely.
as fast as
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're on the phone and you're filling out these applications and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
when they say hold on for a minute, they it goes through a
They're
situation.
pulling it up. All they need is your social.
They
Once
want
they
to
get
know
that
who you
social.
are
Mm-hmm.
as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So my
Mm-hmm.
thing is that you want to give them something real good and
Mm-hmm.
tangible to look at. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're applying for an American Express and your credit score is a 520,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't getting it.
Yeah, they have limits. But also, I do want to say this. A lot of people focus on the credit score. It's not the credit score. The credit score just says, hey, look at my credit profile. Check
Okay.
me out. That's
Mm-hmm.
all the credit score is. Because you
Okay.
could have a 680, 690, and get the same lending. I could get a American Express if they lower their score requirements, right, to 680, because I believe you have to have a 720
7.
at least,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But Discover will take you at 680, 690.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have a profile that says I'm lendable. Because remember, my payment history is 100%. I'm not over my head in debt. I
Okay.
have different types of credit that says I can handle different types of debt. And
Okay.
my actual history of borrowing is at least 5 years.
Okay.
So if you just got in the game, you got to build, which means that you're not going to have the credit age first at first,
Okay. Okay.
which
Okay.
may be the reason why the limits are lower, $200, $500. So
Mm-hmm.
they're going to look at your credit profile before the score just is the cover of the book. The chapters are your profile. So always
Mm-hmm.
remember that. And what I meant to say about credit is learn the game before you start trying to get into the game. And if you don't know the game, learn the game first before you get in it. Not stay out of it, because that's the reason why a lot of people are nervous about credit now, is because they I don't know about it, so I'm not going to touch it. No, we want you to understand it so that you can play the game. Yeah.
And it's like the older we get, the more we understand how important credit is, right? Because when you're in college, just like Troy was saying, you're in college and you get all these credit cards and it's cool. I mean, I had 25 myself. And it was just the coolest thing that I could pay my $5 a month, my $10 a month, or whatever. And then somebody schooled me when I was in my early 20s. Like, do you know how long it's going to take you to pay this $300 off if you keep paying $10 a month?
Uh-huh.
You know, duh. Who
Mm-hmm.
the heck knew? I knew at that point it was so cool to have all those credit cards in my in my wallet, and I just was ooh, I just shut
Right.
my whenever I feel like it. I'll pay off $50 and I'll take my butt right on the Bloomingdale's and charge something else. Take myself to Macy's and all these places to charge something else. And when you're in college, that's that real pivotal time. Um, the kids. I'm gonna say kids. It's that
Yeah.
pivotal time, kids, where it's like whatever you do in your 20s come to haunt you in your 30s, your 40s.
Listen,
It, oh,
those credit cards I got in college, when I was ready to move into an apartment with my partner, I
mhm.
held us both up because my credit was messed up from college.
Wow.
So that is a clear example of whatever you do in college financially will haunt you when you're ready to make real big girl, big boy moves,
Mhm.
because it's going to come back. It always does. Your financial resume never goes away. You have it until you become a citizen somewhere else. And every
Mhm.
time you come back, it's still going to be right here waiting for you. So, you know,
Let's talk
definitely look
about
at.
that credit utilization
Mm-hmm.
and how much of the card. Okay, let's say I got a $30,000 card,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, I'm thinking in my head that I could just spend $30,000.
Oh no, you never.
See,
Mm-mm.
that's the one thing I had to really understand. I had to, like you said, learn the game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's explain that whole $30,000 credit card that
Right,
one would get these days.
right. So a $30,000 credit card. Let's just say you have that. You are never supposed to surpass 25% of that 30,000. I know they say if you stay within, if you keep them paid down to about 30%, keep it paid down. Once you hit 25%, there's alarms that go off.
Mm.
Risky, 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 risky. They gave you the limits. Why can't you use them? You absolutely can use it, right? But if you cannot pay it down to 10% by the statement date,
10.
10%. You are supposed to keep your credit cards within 10%. Most people say 30%, but at the 30% mark, you're now paying interest on every dollar that you've spent. So
Mm.
if you want to, one, hide how much you're using. When I say hide, that means what I spend on my credit card is my business. It has nothing to do with the banks. The banks don't got to know what I'm spending on my credit card. So how do I do that? Is on the statement date, which usually comes before the due date, I pay my bill on the statement date because the due date is not for me, it's for the banks. That is what the date is going to report to the credit reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion.
So pay by the statement date.
Yes.
Wow, that's
You have a
interesting.
statement date. And it's usually 7 to 10 days before the due date. So if you get it in before 7 to 10 days before the due date and you don't touch it, you let that cycle come back around where you can use it again,
Mhm.
then now you are hiding your utilization from the banks. They only going to report what is on there, and it should only be 10% of that 30,000. So how much is that? $300?
$300.
And you're
So
not in
they,
the risky zone.
so they giving me a $30,000 card, and you
Mhm.
telling me that monthly they only want to see that I didn't charge no more than $300.
That's
They
basically,
want to see.
yeah. They want you to they want us, so you're building a reputation. Your
Mhm.
reputation is your payment history.
But who knows this information? Who
Nobody.
the heck knows this?
Most people don't. I didn't
That's
know.
insane.
I didn't know it.
Because I always hear 30%, 30%. So even to this day, I'll get it down to 30% and I'll move on to the next one because I want to hurry up and get that one down. So
Even
now
at
you're telling
30%.
me I
Go
got to get
ahead.
it down to at least 10%.
1 to 10%. So if you can get it in, if you could get it to 6%, you really cooking. Your credit score stays high. Your credibility stays up there
Right.
because they're like, wow, this person is not really using these limits. They don't know that. You swipe the card, by the time the statement date comes, you done paid it down to $300 or less. And
Wow.
I don't recommend paying the minimum
No, I never paid a
at
minimum.
all. If you're
Yeah.
going to pay the minimum, I mean, pay double the minimum because
Yeah.
now you're going towards the principal, how much the original
Mm,
card was, and you're
mm.
also paying the debt, the interest as well.
Wow.
There's gurus out here right now still telling people to keep their cards at 30%. I hear it all the time, and I'm like, these people are teaching them wrong.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Troy, I appreciate this information. And I'll be 54 years old next month on my October on my birthday, right?
Wow.
And this is the first time I have heard, other than my best friend telling me, if you charge it today, pay it today. That's what my best friend tell
Mhm.
me. And
Mhm.
her husband been doing that, for all their, all our, since we were like in our 20s, 30s, now we're
Right.
in 50s. When
Mhm.
they charge, they pay. They charge, they
Mhm.
pay. Now,
Mhm.
I tried that,
Yeah.
and it don't always work that way,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
But I have never heard anyone explain it to me the way you just did, which
Right.
just makes a whole lot of sense. And that's the reason why that number don't move.
That's why it doesn't move because they're tacking on the interest. You're only paying interest at 30%. You and your friend, yes, she is right. If you charge it, pay it, right? But you have some banks that once they see that you have a zero balance, and every time it gets reported that it's zero, they may close the card because it looks like you don't use it. And what you don't use, you lose. They're like, okay, well, we extended credit to you because they make money when you use your credit card. So if every time they report it is at zero, you're considered a revolver. You're considered a revolver. Credit is called revolving. When you look at your credit profile, you'll see revolving or installment. Installment would be a loan, car loan, school loan, mortgage. That's the difference. Revolving and installments, right? So every time you borrow money or you spend the money and you just pay it back, they don't like those people because they can't make money off those people. They don't like them.
You don't like
They don't
them.
like them, right? But if you have a relationship, because they probably have built a relationship, they probably have had those cards for years and been using it and paying on the due date and making sure that they pay the entire thing. But they don't like those people because they can't make money off those people.
Wow.
Now, if you leave a little something on there, they're like, okay, she's using it. He's using it. All right. It's not all of the whole 30,000 because actually you should be leveraging 30,000.
Okay.
If you got 30,000 in your personal account, guess what? Your credit score is going to show that you're not using all of your available limits. If you decide to get a business and maybe you want to get a property, you could actually leverage that 30,000 to get you money through your business and now go buy a property and then pay it all back once your property has money. It's sold.
Yeah.
It's different ways to do that. So you want to leverage that 30,000. You want it to always be sitting there looking pretty, right? You want it to be, because you can't leverage $29,000 because you done used all the 20. You can't leverage $1,000. You can leverage 30,000.
Right.
I'd rather lend to somebody who's sitting on 30,000.
Right.
So we got to get in the mindset of the lender. What is the lender looking at? And it's always going to be the profile. That credit score is just the hell up. That's it.
Wow, this is amazing. This is good. This is really, really good, Troi. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this episode.
I pray
they
so.
really are, because what's happening is that we are just treading water right now. We on this big hamster wheel. And I know I am. In all transparency, I know I am. I have an 8-year plan right now. On an 8-year plan, which means that what's that? I'll be in my 60s by the time this plan is over. 8 years, right?
Good. That's a good amount of time.
And that's exactly what I said too. And I said, I want to be, for the first time in my life, where my credit cards are not maxed out. Where I'm not, working for American Express, because I want to divorce him so bad.
You're an employee of American Express at this point.
No, we married. We is married, honey. We were married for almost 30 years, and I want to divorce him. I do. He was a good husband when I didn't understand.
Right.
He was a good husband when I didn't understand. Now that I understand and I see the ways of the world, I want a new husband.
Right. So who would your new husband be?
Debt free.
Okay.
Debt free. Okay. 100% debt free.
Right.
I would like to be able to be able to move around, like I want to. Like I really want to own some property. I sold all my property over the years. I don't own any property right now. And I want my multifamily, my 4 multifamily properties in the next 8 years. So the next 3 years I'm cleaning up my credit, and then that 5 years I'll be buying my properties.
Okay, good. So technically what you want to do is so that your trust can own your properties.
Okay.
You're not owning anything. Your
Okay.
part of make that part of your 8-year plan.
Okay.
Control everything, own nothing. Because
Mm.
ownership, that's another part of
Say
the
that, say that
American
again.
dream,
Say
right?
that again.
The American dream says we need to own a home. We need to own properties. We need to own. That is still part connected to yourself, right? So if something was to happen, you now lose everything, right? But if it's in a trust is impenetrable. An irrevocable trust is you can't touch a trust. If somebody want to say that they fell and slipped in your property and they want to sue you and you have all of your properties under one LLC, you could lose everything. So the goal for the 8 years, add a trust and add a will so that you are secure. Chase is good. I forget your daughter name.
Chance and
Chance,
Charlie.
Chance and Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay, so is that something that you can help me with?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic.
Absolutely. Get
Fantastic.
a trust in the will. Now, will is good, but it still will keep your family in probate.
Okay.
A trust is like, you remember how they used to be like God no higher. Remember
Yeah.
that? That's
Mhm.
a trust. Like
Okay.
it you can't mess with a trust. It's
Okay.
irrevocable. You'll set it up in a way where nothing can be touched. And even if you have vehicles and things like that, you don't own nothing. You don't own nothing. My trust owns it.
Okay. Okay.
So
Then the
we'll talk
trust
about
can
this.
be left to the kids.
Yeah, the trust will hold your life insurance policies, all of your assets. That's where you want to put your assets in. All
Okay.
of your
So is
business.
it a certain age? Is after a certain age you cannot get a trust, or you can get a
You
trust
can
at any point in your life?
you get a trust at any point in your life. You can get a trust. I mean, you don't want to wait, you know,
Right. Right.
because, but you can get it. Always, it's just security. It's financial security. You can get a trust if you're 80 years old, right?
Oh, okay.
But it just is how you set it up, who's
Okay.
in charge of it, who's going to run the trust. That's why a lot of people go to lawyers and have lawyers set it up. But there's a way that you don't have to have a lawyer. But
Okay.
if you want to use a lawyer, you absolutely can. It'll
Okay.
be a lot more expensive,
Hmm.
but you can always get an irrevocable trust without a lawyer. It just
Okay.
there's just some education behind it that we just need to know, and that's
Okay. And this is a service that you can provide to
I
people.
can.
'Cause I know people that I
Yeah.
can recommend that
Hmm.
would definitely benefit from this. And the reason why they don't have trust is because of the price of it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You can set up a trust by yourself. You don't need to have a lawyer do it for you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hey, I love this. I love
Right.
this.
I love
Look,
this for
look,
us.
I have to say it. Look at my kids.
Who knew?
I've been learning so much, over the years from, the when I seen you and a few others that I've seen from when they were so much younger
Mhm.
and seeing y'all now and y'all teaching me.
That's
I know
beautiful.
y'all have watched me do the entrepreneurship thing, but you guys are teaching me. You guys know it's a whole new way.
Oh man.
Shit ain't the same.
Right.
Like I couldn't go to none of my friends and at your age that knew this type of information.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I tell you my story about being a half a millionaire? Me and my brother were millionaires when my father passed away.
No, what happened?
He left us $1 million life insurance policy. Yeah, and we blew it. We blew it because we from the hood, product of our environment. We blew it. So one of the things that I took
Mm,
from that is always a lesson, right? Don't always don't just leave your kids money.
right,
Teach them, leave them with financial literacy.
right.
Because the financial literacy part is the part that is really needed.
Mhm.
Sometimes I needed that $500,000, but I didn't need that $500,000.
Right,
I
right.
needed financial literacy,
Literacy.
able to understand that I was a half a millionaire at the age of
Right.
16. I mean 18.
18. Wow.
18.
Wow. Well, thank you.
You
Thank you for that. And I am teaching my kids, as I learn, I teach them, and that's everything, not just the financial part, just everything, just about, how to be, the be do have philosophy. I've been teaching them, so many things. And it's like I'm dropping so many jewels. Sometimes they be like, Ma, Ma. It's
enough.
like
Yep.
overwhelming to them. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But my thing
Hmm.
is that I feel like, listen, you gotta learn this fast. You gotta
Yeah.
know because you guys are doing things fast. And
Yeah.
you gotta
Everything is
know
fast.
every
We
time
got.
you get $5, you gotta save three. You gotta figure it out how to save three.
Hmm.
Like for real. And I'm gonna tell you. I was almost years old, when I really started coming home from work, putting money into this little box, putting money in the box, putting money in the box. Girl, listen, I understand what that feeling feels like when you know
Yeah.
you're going to make money tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and I'll be all right. Oh, I'm gonna go to
You
work
make
tomorrow.
that money. Right.
Yeah, and when I was younger, if I had, the brain that I have right now, back when I was 20, I wouldn't be working at 54.
Oh my goodness. I wouldn't be working right now. I'm
Right.
41.
I
I wouldn't
wouldn't
be
be
working.
working. And it's, so I'm, trying to, teach my kids, I have the mentoring group, when I come across those kids that I had, back in the days, I'm just trying to teach everybody I know,
Yeah.
hence the platform, hence this platform
Mhm.
with Shit Ain't the Same.
Yeah.
I feel like my calling is to teach. I always felt like my calling is to teach. And now it's just about my transparency and people, and we're learning together. I'm not embarrassed that I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money and I lost it again. And I'm on my way back again.
Yeah. The key is knowing that you can fail, and millionaires do it all the time.
Yeah,
Warren Buffett, Trump, everyone has had the story of losing money and being able to learn from the experience and get that money back. Some people
exactly.
can do it in a matter of days. Sometimes it may take a little while, but it's not over. They still printing money every day.
Every day.
You can make it
Every
back.
freaking day.
You can.
Every freaking day. Every day.
That's
Every day.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this. I learned so much. I learned so much, and because I have a whole list of people that I wanted to talk to
Yeah.
on this series of my podcast, and you was the first one. So it's the first
Thank
of the new
you.
series of the podcast. Um, I had to, stop saying, "Oh, if I don't have my videographer, I can't record, and we can't, we do this and we can't do that." And I said, I can record stuff, send it to him, and help let him fix it up. Do what he got to do, whatever he put on it,
Mhm.
put his little sauce on it. But I have to do things when I'm inspired,
That's right.
and if I don't catch it when I'm inspired, I lose it.
You lose
That's
it.
just the way my brain works.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I'm happy that I was introduced. My daughter told me about this platform. She was like, "Mom, you could just
Riverside.
put it on Riverside." And I was like,
Yeah. You remember Toya? Remember me and Toya were doing our
"Oh,
podcast?
oh,
We
y'all
were
were doing?
using we was using
Oh,
Riverside.
I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm
Okay.
so happy about this because you can interview anybody, anywhere.
Anybody, anywhere. And that's why, I used to have people coming to Jersey, coming to my studio, and everybody traveling and doing,
Yeah.
it's too much.
It's
It's
a
too
lot.
much.
Yeah.
It got to be a lot.
Right.
And it got to be so much hustle and bustle and trying to get people to a place.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I say, you know what? Let me get out the way,
Hmm. Mm.
out the way
Mm.
and
Hmm.
let this happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is me getting out of the way and letting this happen.
I'm proud of you. I am
Thank
so proud of you. I'm proud to know you, just so you know. I am so proud to know Rochelle, okay? Miss Mosley. I'm very inspired by you all. Every time I see you, you're always doing something innovative. You've been literally a pillar in Harlem for
thank you.
years.
Thank
And I
you.
was explaining it to somebody, and I was like, she started in her house.
I did.
She bootstrapped, okay? She literally bootstrapped her business. And I'm like, I need to definitely talk to her because you are my client is hopefully going to be in your position one day, you know, telling
Yeah.
somebody how their trials and tribulations of how they've won the battle of the beauty industry.
Oh
You
yeah.
literally
Yeah.
mastered it. And I'm pretty sure you
It's
come across things all the time.
yeah. It you know when I'm gonna be honest with you though, Troy. When I was doing it, especially in my early 20s and 30s, I didn't really realize what I was doing. I really know what I was doing. I didn't go to school for business or anything. I didn't go back to college. I was in my 40s to get
Wow.
my trichology degree,
Hmm.
and I didn't know at all. I was just kind of just moving and on that hamster wheel, been on that
Yeah.
hamster wheel for a very long time. And I know that, how everybody perceive me is not what actually happens.
But that's
And
all right because that means that you were so confident in your craft that you didn't let not knowing. You know how many people would be paralyzed by
yeah,
not knowing what to do?
yeah. Because I didn't know to be scared. That's the thing. But it's crazy when you don't know to be scared. And then you at this big age, and now you know that you should be scared. It's
And now everything make you scared. You like, wait a minute, hold on, should I be doing that? Wait,
different,
it's different.
exactly. I think about things deeply now.
Mhm.
I stop saying, "Oh yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, I could do that." I say, you know what? Let me think about it,
Hold
and let me
on.
get back to you, or
Hmm.
let me check my schedule. Let
Yeah.
me see if I could fit that in. Because I used to be the, "Oh, I'm there, girl. Oh, I could do it, and I could this, and yeah." I had to tone that all the way down,
Yeah. Yeah.
all the way down.
Yeah. But this is really, I'm really just awed by your just everything. You've been everything to the beauty industry, you know? So I pay homage to you all the time. And when you asked me to come on, I was like, absolutely. For sure. That was not even a question. I was like, yes. Like this
I-
woman literally did my mother's hair for years,
Yes,
you know?
yes,
It
yes.
just it's I'm honored.
Yeah,
Totally honored.
I'm happy. So let's tell the people how they can get in contact with you. I'm definitely going to send some people your way. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do mines first because I
Yes.
always like to be able to tell people about my
Yeah.
experience and getting it started and everything. So I will be your first customer.
Yay, I
Um,
appreciate you.
and I understand how important it is. It'll be me and my aunt.
Okay.
Um,
Yes.
Now we're trust together.
Okay.
And so tell people how to reach you.
Okay, so I am at on Instagram. It's funded and flourishing on Instagram. So it's FUNDED flourishing FLOURISHING. It's
Flourish.
long.
Okay.
Funded and flourishing on IG. I'm Coach Troi on TikTok. It's a lot more going on TikTok. But I'm revamping and doing everything all over again because it's an influencer market. So, and I love to teach people things. I go live on TikTok every morning, Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm
Okay.
talking credit. I'm teaching TikTok. I'm just talking for an hour. So I go
I love
live every morning.
I love
And if I'm
that.
not there, then I was tired. I just needed a rest. But I'm usually
Yeah,
there every morning.
I love
And
that.
then yeah, so and on Facebook and on LinkedIn, I'm Troi Hawkins on LinkedIn. So
Mhm.
definitely check me out.
Well, I'm gonna give you some advice that someone gave me
Okay.
is that it's so much easier for people to understand and follow you when
Mhm.
you're one thing on all platforms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're going to be Coach Troy, if you're going to
Yeah.
be, because people won't remember all of that. And
Yeah.
if it's coachtroy.com
Right.
or coachtroy2.com or whatever
Right.
it is,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, try to stay consistent with
Mm-hmm.
whatever you got going on. That's hence
Right.
the reason why I changed my Instagram page to Shit Ain't the Same.
Right.
Podcast Shit Ain't the
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is shit ain't the same because when you think about it, when you look at my entire umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
it speaks shit ain't the same in
Right.
hair, Shit ain't
Yeah.
the same in business. You
Mhm.
know, shit ain't the same in the products we buy. Shit ain't the
Mhm.
same all over. So
Yep.
it kind of works. So let's
Yeah.
figure out, try to figure out what that thing is going to be for you,
Yeah.
on all platforms so people can find you real easily. And it's not
Yeah.
like, I think this her, I think that's her.
Right. I
Yeah.
literally just snatched everything off of my Instagram page and redid that. And then I'm
Yeah.
working platform by platform to revamp everything. So it will be one thing for sure. That I
The,
know.
the name.
The name will
The name.
definitely be one
Yes.
thing for sure.
Fantastic.
So you
And
look
get your .com because I
yeah.
have RochelleHMosley.com.
Okay.
Website that has
Mhm.
everything on it. When
Okay.
you go to Rochelle H. Mosley, you
Mhm.
see my whole life is there.
Okay, good.
And
Okay.
then and same for you. It should be
Okay.
CoachTroi.com and
Mhm.
everything you do should be there.
Okay. Will do. I'm on it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Fantastic. This has been wonderful. This has been a
Mhm.
wonderful, informative talk with
Mhm.
Troi Hawkins.
Thank
This
you
is
so
Shit
much.
Ain't the Same.
Mhm.
I'm just so full. I'm just so
Oh,
full.
yes.
I'm
Yes.
so full. I'm so
I'm so
full. And
happy.
I'm going to help you as much as I possibly
Thank
can.
you. Thank you
Yes.
so much. And same here. Anything you need, you let me know, and I'll do my very best to make sure I get it to you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
So I'm gonna ask my subscribers and people that are listening for the first time, please subscribe and share. I do need your support. This has been Shit Ain't the Same. Till next time.